Honestly, we don't know what Daniel's going to look like. We don't know where Daniel's going to appear. We don't know what's going on with Daniel. So very, very excited for that. There's lots of rumors doing the rounds as well. There's a few things that I'm starting to see like appear online in regards to them actually changing the opponent for TLC. So the original plan was going to be Fiend versus Daniel. That could be scrapped. So that would be very interesting, because why would they scrap it? Why would they get rid of that match? So yeah, really, really excited to see what they do with it tonight. Obviously, we're going to talk about all of that. We're going to do a preview for SmackDown. We're going to talk about whatever you want to talk about. It's great to see so many people in the chat. I have still got a few things that I need to try and set up, like adjusting the camera. Hello. So yeah, I need to still set up a few things. But other than that, I hope everyone is well. And who've we got? KJ Carter, hello. Hello, Sandman882. Hello, Chalmers. C Wrestling, Benji UK, Nick, Andrew, Ryan, Matt. Hello to everyone that is in the chat. Thank you very much, KJ Carter. Really do appreciate that donation, buddy. So let me just set up a couple of things so that we're all good in the hood when it comes to the stream. I don't know if you saw, but I did drop quite a big video earlier. My favorite figures, elite figures of the year. So if you are a WWE action figure fan, I'd urge that you check that out, because that took me ages to compile. That took me ages to like research and put together and try and figure out, you know, what were my favorite figures. And I've got to be honest, I did it, and as soon as I uploaded it, I was like, I'm not sure I agree with it anymore. I changed my mind. So I'm happy with 99% of it. But I'll tell you the one figure that bugs me in that list, in my own list. I'll tell you the one figure that I'm like, not sure if I should have included it or not. But I do need to set up the stream a little bit first before I get to that. Days, how you doing? Bit of a Friends reference. Deacon says that he loved that video. Brilliant. I'm really pleased to hear that, bud. Thank you. I can tell it's taken me all day. It's took me all day. My day today has been absolutely crazy. This is why I'm a little bit kind of all over the place. I'm not as like set up as I normally am. It's because I got up at 5 this morning. My sleep is horrible, of course, because I'm up at nights. And there wasn't a stream last night, so my body like goes, hang on, what's happening? And my body doesn't know. So I ended up going to bed at a weird time, and I got up at a weird time. So I got up at 5 a.m., stayed awake till about 9. I think it was about 9 p.m. And then I had a couple of hours, got up at 11, and now it's 12. So literally I've been awake for an hour. And obviously I had a drink and just kind of seeing what the news was, and before I knew it, I was like, oh my god, I've got to start setting up the stream. So we are a little bit behind, but I'm feeling pretty good. As I said, very excited for the show, and it's great to see so many of you here. Days, do you think we will see The Fiend? Yes, absolutely, of course. I think we'll see The Fiend. And Daniel Bryan is the bigger question. Will we see Daniel Bryan, or are they going to use this week just to tease us a little bit? It could be that we don't see Daniel this week and we get a puppet, and Bray teases us, you know, about Daniel and where he is and what he's up to and what he looks like. And we have to wait till next week to actually see Daniel. That would suck, to be honest. They would have to give us something pretty sweet in order for me to not hate that. But they might want to string it out. You know, we might not see Daniel until TLC, for example, you know. They could go down that road where, you know, we get told that Daniel's safe and he's going to reappear at TLC in his new form or with his new face, or however they want to word it. That would suck. That would suck if they made us wait that long. Of course, I want to see him tonight. Want to see what he looks like. Wants to see where he is. If he's American Dragon. If he's gone back to how he looked before. So yeah, very excited. But undoubtedly, I think we're going to see Bray, and I think we're going to see The Fiend. The bigger question is, do we see Daniel? Or is it a puppet that's in the funhouse? We'll have to wait and see. Let me just set this up on here. Just putting that onto YouTube so that we're all good on YouTube and people can find us, join us. And then I just need to set up Twitter. I tell you, it was really annoying. I don't know if you remember, but on the last stream, I think we hit 165,000 subs on YouTube. And then the very next day, YouTube turned around and they were like, right, we're going to take away a load of accounts now. Sorry, what? So they got rid of a load of accounts. So before we knew it, we were back under 165 again. So we've still got a little bit of work. I think it's about 40. And then we can get back to 165 again. Days, I've been sick all day. Do you know, it's really weird you should say that. I feel like I've got a cold coming. Feel all right. Feel good. Feel excited for the show. But I feel like I've got the sniffles coming, so I'm having another hot drink. So, sympathy with you, my friend. Days, have you ordered Huskus? Yes, I did it on the last stream. Update on Huskus. I haven't had one. I don't know, is the answer. I would hope that is literally in a cab as we speak. Literally on the way. But I honestly don't know. Days, who should win the NXT Triple Threat? The NXT Triple Threat is between Keith Lee, Tommaso Ciampa, and Finn Balor. I would give it Keith Lee. And I'll tell you why. Keith Lee is red hot right now. Keith Lee is the talk of the town. So whilst everyone is going Keith Lee crazy, let's put him in the match. The thing with Tommaso is always going to be popular. Daddy's Home and Goldie and all of that stuff is going to be popular for the rest of time. So there's no rush to go with Tommaso. Finn Balor is the most over star they've got. So again, there's no rush to go with Finn Balor. But you just don't know with Keith Lee. Keith Lee has kind of exploded out of nowhere. And, I mean, obviously, if you was an NXT fan, then you knew about Keith Lee. But if you weren't watching NXT, then you've only known him since, like, last weekend. So, whilst the iron is hot, I say go in that direction. So, I would be going with Keith Lee. Jesse, hello, my friend. How are you? Jesse is here. Jesse says, let me help get Zachary off the... Hashtag get Zachary off the list of legends. What a legend he was as well. What a legend. Yeah, absolutely. Zachary Siolo reaction. Zachary Siolo vlogs. I will forever be shouting that guy out. What an absolute legend. I just couldn't stop him. I don't know if he was joining us on the last stream, but there was just no stopping Zachary. It got to the point where I nearly had to block, like, one of our greatest ever donators. Because I couldn't stop him from donating. Jesse, again, thank you, Jesse. Jesse, don't dominate this stream like Zachary did. But really cool, man. Really appreciate the support. Thank you for joining us. Where do you think John Morrison should go? Hello, Sue. Hope you're well. Where do I think John Morrison should go? John Morrison should go to NXT. I really think that NXT is the wrestler's brand, if you will. I think CM Punk should go to NXT. I think that Jesse, what are you doing? Trying to brilliant. Yeah, I think that CM Punk should go to NXT, not forever, just for a little bit. I think that Morrison should go to NXT. I'm trying to think of who shouldn't go to NXT. kind of feel like Tyson Fury, for example, or big names, they go to Raw and SmackDown. But I really think that NXT still needs a bit of a push. Like this week, it still had, I think it was 840,000 compared to AEW that got 850,000. So NXT is still a touch behind AEW. They still don't have that Jericho. I mean, that's it. They've got Balor, but let's be honest, Balor's not Jericho. You're not going to get the witty, engaging promo from Balor that you're going to get out of Chris Jericho. Plus, Chris Jericho, I'm sorry, is a bigger name. He just is. He's been in wrestling a lot longer. He was in WCW through the Attitude Era. He's had a much longer career. I'm pretty sure even Finn Balor would say that Jericho's a bigger name. So, kind of feels like they need either another Finn Balor to kind of make up for Jericho, or they need Triple H to be more visible. They need Triple H to be a little bit more hands-on now. I wouldn't really go that way. I think the dynamic kind of works very well at the moment. I really don't want like an authority figure. We've already got that with Regal, and I think Regal is amazing. But NXT needs help. Simple as that. NXT needs help. It's a touch behind AEW. And honestly, I'm not sure if it's going to pull ahead because AEW have got like the Bash at the Beach coming up, which is going to be a big deal. Then they're filming a show on Jericho's cruise. That's going to be a big deal. Whereas NXT is just in full sail and they're just chugging along. So I kind of feel like they need a bit of a push. They need a bit of help. And John Morrison could be that person. J-Dashnor21. Shout out to you, buddy. Sheamus should have gone to NXT. Sheamus, maybe. I can see why you would say that. The only thing is that I'm not sure if Sheamus is like... On a Wednesday, you've got a lot of wrestling fans watching. A lot of people that love, say, New Japan, right? Now, Kushida is definitely a good name for NXT to have. A great name for NXT to have. Sheamus, does he really fit into that mold? You see, John Morrison does, because John Morrison has been in Lucha Underground, he's been in Impact, he's been all over. So John Morrison has kind of built up quite a nice fan base all around. I would be having a look at the indie scene at the moment. I'd be having a look. I've heard of Hammerstone. I don't know if you've heard of the guy. I haven't seen his stuff, but he's in MLW, I think, and there's a lot of buzz around him. So you've got to be looking at these kinds of people because they're going to be the next big stars, and you got to get in there before AEW does. Now, I'm not saying that Hammerstone is going to turn the ratings around, but I'm just saying that you've got to be looking at the wrestlers that wrestling fans are going to connect with. That's what Wednesdays are all about. If you think that is Sheamus, then that's absolutely fine. I thought I saw another super chat. Oh, it did. Sandman882. Days, any luck with the Twitter accounts? Absolutely no luck at all. I sent in, no word of a lie, about 50 emails. I had a response to one of those emails that said that they were not going to investigate any further. They didn't tell me why they weren't going to investigate any further. I don't know if any of the other notifications that I sent, I don't know if they're still active or not. I haven't heard anything, so I'm guessing that Twitter have just gone, nah, we're done. And I don't know why. I think, honestly, it gets to the point where it's kind of like, look, if you're not happy, see a lawyer. That's kind of how it works. So it's like they can put a false claim in. You say, no, I don't agree with it. Twitter goes, yeah, well, you probably should see a lawyer. Do I want to be starting legal action to get back my main Twitter account. It's like the time and money that's going to take. But honestly, I don't know how you stop it if you don't. It's a mess. It really is a mess. Trey Jackson, shout out to you, buddy. Trey Jackson says, who would be a good tag partner for The Fiend? Well, I tell you what, that is a question for the chat. Who would be a good tag partner for The Fiend? I've got a few names, but I'm going to give the chat an opportunity to kind of throw a few names around themselves. It'll also buy me a little bit of time whilst I try and do what I should have done before the stream. And I've definitely got a cold coming on as well, which is really bugging me. I can feel it. I've got this cold coming on, which has literally come on since we started streaming. Ever since we started streaming, I felt my nose kind of blocking up, and I'm getting to the point now where I'm definitely getting a cold, which is awful considering that it's Joshua versus Ruiz Jr. Tomorrow. But then there's always going to be something, isn't there? Matt Hardy, Undertaker, Abyss, Kane, Days, says Travante. Undertaker, Bo Dallas, Matt Hardy, Mankind. Joseph saying Abyss as well. Demon Balor. Rambling Rabbit would be the best tag partner. Wade Barrett. I'd probably go with Nicholas. I think Nicholas. Why not? We know that there's kids in the funhouse. Nicholas is still a kid. I don't think the Fiend is going to need any help. So I'd lean towards Nicholas. Days, what are you expecting out of the Fiend Bryan storyline tonight? Well, I did do a video on it. I did share my thoughts. I think it was yesterday. In a little video, just talking about what I thought we would see. Now, there's rumors that the TLC match could change. I'm not sure that it will. So at the moment, I'm still expecting it to be Fiend versus Daniel Bryan. So if it is Fiend versus Daniel Bryan, that would mean that Daniel can't be locked in the funhouse or anything along those lines. And so I really think it means that we're going to see Daniel. I think Daniel is going to be beardless. I think he'll still have hair, but I think he'll be beardless. I think the Fiend has taken Daniel's beard away. And one of the theories that we were talking about is that the Fiend is taking something from each of his feuds. So he's kind of taken the spot away from Finn. He's finished that feud. And Finn is no longer on Raw or SmackDown. He's gone to NXT. So he's kind of got rid of Finn in a way. He finished the feud and got rid of him. In regards to Seth, he's taken the Universal Championship. In regards to Daniel Bryan, he's taken his beard. So I kind of like that idea that he's taken something. He's taken a spot. He's taken the championship. He's taken the beard. He's taken something that they treasure away from people that he's feuding with. So I think that we'll see Fiend versus Daniel. I think TLC. I think Daniel will be beardless. I'm not sure that he'll go back to American Dragon. I'm not sure there's a need. I mean, the whole Yes movement is back now. So there's not really a need to kind of turn your back on that. You might as well embrace it. He didn't really have the Yes movement. I don't think he had it at all when he was American Dragon. So I can't imagine the Yes movement and American Dragon at the same time. Like, it's possible. Anything's possible. I'm not saying that it can't happen. So I think you'll just see a beardless Daniel moving forward. And TLC match. And the more interesting thing is, how do you get out of TLC? Because with TLC, both people need to win. Like, this new rebooted Daniel needs a win, but the Fiend needs a win as well. You can't have the Fiend lose. So I'm thinking outside interference. I think someone's going to interfere in that match at TLC. That's either going to start a new feud for the Fiend or a new feud for Daniel Bryan. And You've The Miz, Sheamus, and The Miz. Those are the two front runners for me. Sheamus, who's just come back. He's got issues, history, if you will, with Daniel. So it could be Sheamus, but a lot of people talking about The Miz. And of course, The Miz is heavily involved in this. We've seen him in backstage segments and things along those lines. So it could be The Miz. Are you watching WWE Backstage? I will be watching, and I'm still debating whether to stream because CM Punk is on the show this week on WWE Backstage on Tuesday. I said that we would stream it if he was on it, so I'm more confident than not that we will. So I'm thinking we will be streaming on Tuesday. And in fact, there's no NWA Power stream, so it's kind of really nice timing because we can't do Power because there isn't a Power this week on Tuesday. So maybe we do Backstage instead. Days, I've sorted my account. I can now chat. What did you think of my detective skills today? Very cool. Wowie yowie. Great that you can join us. The question mark. Hi, Days. I think it's the hair from Liv Morgan's haircut video, as we didn't see colour or see it come off Brian, and tonight will be her unveiling. Well, Zach, I got to tell you, buddy, I'm going to believe it when I see it. It's a perfectly fine theory, but I'll believe it when I see it. That's where I am with Liv Morgan now. I think she has tweeted out a couple of times this week, but until I see her come back, I honestly think it's at the point where it's annoying more people now than it's winning over. I think she kind of got to a real sweet spot where, you know, people were really behind her. But a lot of the people that are getting in touch with me now, there seems to be more frustration now. So, there's still people that are obviously rooting for her. I mean, once she's back, I think we'll all be rooting for her. But we're just at the point now where we just want her back. Definitely just want her back. Roman Reigns will kick off Smackdown tonight. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? Cool. Yeah. I mean, I think we are building towards Roman versus King Corbin. And also Roman King Corbin. What was the other rumor? Can't remember. Fiend versus Daniel. Oh, Rusev Lashley. Rusev versus Bobby Lashley. That's the other rumor for TLC. Hello, Fortnite Sessions. Hope you are well. It's what if Bray only ripped off the back and sides, left the hair on top so he looks a little bit like Bray? I'd love that. That'd be really cool. I wouldn't be expecting it. I think that would be absolutely awesome. I don't know what they would be trying to do or what he would be trying to say with that though. But because he never did it with Seth. We'll have to see. We can sit here and speculate, but we haven't got too long to wait. We're just over half an hour away until it actually begins. Roman versus Corbin. Boring Corbin. Absolutely. Days, what is your favourite Wrestling Mania throwback of all time? I don't know what you mean, Dean. Favourite Wrestling Mania? Do you mean WrestleMania? WrestleMania throwback? Are you talking about moment? Are you asking me what my favourite WrestleMania moment is, or have I literally just made that up? Ramblin' Rabbit's mother will be on the Funhouse. The Fiend's partner needs to be a man-sized Ramblin' Rabbit. What, you mean like Adam Rose? Adam Rose had a partner that was the bunny, wasn't it? Days, I think NXT should be held in a bigger arena. I agree, Swamp Manor. I agree. I think they should treat Full Sail like they treat Madison Square Garden. It's like Full Sail will always be the home of NXT, and they should go back there like once every few months. But the rest of the time, yeah, let's get into bigger arenas. It's going to give it... It's going to... I know that NXT has got a lovely feel. and I want it to still maintain a different feel to Raw and SmackDown. So I'm not saying let's do the lighting the same and let's have the same staging and blah 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 blah. I'm not saying any of that, but I am saying that I agree. Let's get it into arenas. Days Rusev versus Lashley will probably happen unless Lana decides to do another restraining order. Well, she undoubtedly will. She's done them in every town she's gone to. Days, you can now buy Huskus. Already purchased, my friend. Already done it. Right, I'm going to try and send this tweet out. Let me send this tweet out, letting people know that we are here. And then I will talk about Misfits and things along those lines, which was the big theory of the day. So, Fiend reveals the new Daniel Bryan. I'm going to put question marks. Obviously, we don't know. I don't know any of the matches tonight. I need to have a look. Roman Reigns starts the show. And Bailey in action. I'm just guessing at all of these. I'm having to guess because I don't know. Plus much more. There we go. Okay, so WWE Smackdown. Hashtag WWE on Fox. We got a super chat. I can see it in the corner of my eye. I will come to you in a second. My cold is getting worse by the minute, man. This is alarming. I am in an alarming situation. Trey, shout out to you, buddy. Shout out to Trey. I will be with you in a second. As soon as I've done this, I can then put the phone down and just give you my undivided attention, which I probably should be doing anyway. Right, boom. Watch along, live. Stream. Done. Lovely. New puppet in Rowan's cage. Bray versus Brock. Do you watch Up and Downs on What Culture? Right, 3 things there. New puppet. I don't think so, because the commentators said that the cage moved. So I don't think it would be a puppet. I'm expecting it to be something that allows the cage to move. Now, of course, it could have been a trick of the mind. It might be that they were mistaken. They thought that it moved and it didn't. So I'm only basing it on what the commentators said. And we haven't seen it move. So I'm not ruling it out. But I'm just telling you why I'm not going that way at the moment. I can only go by the clues that we get given. And one of the things they said was, I think it was Jerry the King Lawler. Was it Lawler? No, it couldn't have been. Corey Graves, maybe? Someone said that it moved. So that's why I don't think it's a new puppet. The next question, Bray versus Brock. They're on different brands. And Brock's, they've literally, both have only just moved. They've only just swapped over. So I can't see them doing Brock versus Bray for the title anytime soon. If they wanted to do that, they would have kept them on the same show. Or found a way of keeping them on the same show. But they are both champions on their own respective brands. If they were going to meet, it would have been at Survivor Series, and they didn't even do it there. So I can't see that for a while. One day, I'm sure, but not for a while. And do I watch Ups and Downs? No, I do not. Nothing against it. Simon Miller is his name, I believe. And obviously he does the voice on the 2K20 ad. I've seen some of his videos. Like, I know that he was there when the Cultaholic Boys were there. He stayed and didn't go with them. I know that he wanted to be a wrestler. He seems like a really nice guy. But I don't need to watch it, to be honest. I feel like the Ups and Downs are maybe for people that don't watch the shows. Like, if you're in the UK and you've got like work tomorrow or something, you're probably not going to be staying up at 1:00 in the morning to watch the show. So you can get up tomorrow and just watch the Ups and Downs from What Culture and look at the results, maybe watch a couple of YouTube clips, and that's you done. You don't need to watch 2 hours of SmackDown. So I kind of feel like it's more aimed for people that don't watch the shows. I suppose in a way it might be a nice recap for those that do, but honestly, I don't need it. I don't need it. Bring back Little Jimmy. How would you book Braun? I would book him very similar to how he was booked in the past. I would book him where he's flipping over cars, causing carnage, basically. Not every week, just the odd little moment here and there. I think it was really fun what they were doing, and I think they could have done more. I mean, you know, there's more things for him to break and more carnage for him to cause. So I would have liked for them to have carried on exploring that a little bit. I think he needed momentum. I think that he needed wins. I think that he's lost too many feuds. Like, you know, he went up against Brock, for example, didn't win. He went up against Tyson Fury most recently, didn't win. And he was in a program with Roman, and it was a bit messy, and he needed to be built up as this monster, and he was. But then he was kind of, I think, fed to Roman, you know? And nothing came of it. And then when he got to WrestleMania, he wasn't getting, like, epic matches. He was getting Nicholas, you know? And little moments like that. So I kind of feel like his booking has been either really great or really weird. It's kind of one or the other. It's not been consistent. That's been the problem. So I think that I would try and get him some momentum, give him some big wins, and really, you know, try and explore the character a little bit more. Honestly, if I was fortunate enough to be working for creative, I would be trying to do more vignettes. I think what the Dark Order are doing on AEW is really bringing me into their characters. I think what Bray has done with the Funhouse has shown very much, you know, what can be achieved if you just spend a little bit of time on vignettes. And I really would love to see them go down that road a little bit more. I feel like Ember Moon was perfectly placed to have her own kind of vignette story. I mean, what is Ember Moon? What do you know what I mean? Like, she comes out to all this great mysterious music. She's doing all these movements, and you know, she looks a little bit different. She's got the hood down and all this, and then like she's what on Total Divas or something. I haven't got a clue. I don't know. She's just another. I don't know. She's just a woman. Whereas they could have given her a character, they could have given her a backstory, they could have made her more mysterious, and they dropped the ball with her, man. They really dropped the ball with her. Right, we've had our good friend Jay Shy. Jay Shy is here. Thank you very much for the kind donation, dude. My nose is really causing me havoc at the moment. It is #blocked. What if Rowan has a new mask and Daniel's hair made it complete? It's his old close partner. He ruined the Wyatt family. He's a big pet of Rowan. What? Daniel is the pet of Rowan. Daniel would be Rowan's pet? Is that what you're saying? I mean, again, they're on different brands. And I gotta be honest, I don't think they're doing anything with Rowan and the Funhouse. I really am getting the vibe that they want Rowan to be standing on his own 2 feet. Now, I could be wrong on that, but you know, the commentary. I was watching a clip the other day, and the commentary was all about him standing on his own 2 feet, and they seem to be really establishing him as his own person now. I just don't think they're trying to put him into the Funhouse. There's a lot of people saying that there's going to be a puppet in that cage, or there's going to be a mask. That was my first thought. My first thought was a sheep's mask. But I've got to go back to the fact that they said it moved. I've got to go back to the fact that I really do think they want Rowan to be standing on his own now. He's over on Raw, which isn't the biggest obstacle. I'm not saying that that's it, it's impossible, there's no way he's joining the Funhouse. I'm not saying that. but I'm saying I just don't think they want to go that way. I think Rowan is a potential future opponent for The Fiend. I don't know if they're looking for a partner. I just don't think they're looking for a partner for The Fiend, to be honest. So we'll have to wait and see. Of course, I could be wrong, but there's nothing that's suggesting to me that they're going that way, you know? Thank you very much, though, Jay Shy. So shout out to J-Nor21, Sandman882, Trey Jackson, and Jay Shy. Shout out to all of you. Days, you know it's a camera that's in Rowan's cage, yes. Days, after The Fiend is done with Revenge, who do you want his next opponent to be? That's a great question by AJ Air Gaming. Honestly, I think it's going to take a long time to get through the Revenge. I honestly think it's going to take a long time because you can create stories for pretty much anyone that was on the roster in the past. Because obviously Bray has had interactions with pretty much all of the superstars. And even if there's something not obvious, you can always just make something up that was backstage or blah, 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 you know? So, yeah, I really do feel like they've got an endless amount there that they can explore. If in, say, 10 years they've explored it all, I mean, I'm not saying they have to wait 10 years. They can move on to a feud that's not based on Revenge. Of course they can. I don't know who would be around. I'm not sure. I mean, you could say Walter. I think Walter versus The Fiend would be a fascinating match. Walter's a bigger guy. He's not going to be easily pushed around. So far, we've seen The Fiend going after smaller guys. You know, like Finn Balor is a smaller guy. Seth is a smaller guy. Daniel is a smaller guy. He's not been going after people like, you know, yes, he's put the mandible claw on Braun, but we haven't seen a feud with Braun. He hasn't gone after anyone like Keith Lee or Walter or, you know, any of those bigger superstars. Like, could you imagine The Fiend against Lars Sullivan? Like, that's the kind of thing that I want to see. I want to see him take on one of the bigger guys. I did say that we were going to talk about Misfits because I've had a lot of questions about this. There's been a lot of talk on Twitter about it as well. I really do like it. Again, another video that dropped on the channel earlier. As I said, I woke up at 5. I've been a busy bee today. So, yeah, I was fortunate enough to have a really nice bit of information drop on Twitter, which I really appreciate for everyone that shares these little thoughts and theories. I really appreciate it because you just never know, you know, sometimes like someone can say something that you go, I'm not sure, but then someone else can say something and you can then piece it together and then you go, oh my God, I can see it now. I can see what they're trying to do. So little pieces everywhere. It's brilliant. I love it. But yeah, Quiet Wyatt Designs informed us that the red cloaked person in the background could be, we still don't know that it is, but could be the Misfits mascot that is called The Fiend. It's called The Fiend, and it's the Misfits mascot. They are a punk band that specialize in horror punk. Apparently they were in WCW as well, so they've got connections to wrestling. And so it kind of opened up this whole wormhole because it turns out that Ruby Riott is a fan of the Misfits, and on her ring attire is a Misfits badge that's like sewn on. And so it says Misfits. It's got a picture of the mascot, and this is going to blow your mind if you don't know, okay? If you join their fan club, right, you become a member of the Fiend Club. And on the badge, it says Fiend Club. All this time, Ruby Riott has had the word Fiend written on her ring attire. I think it's brilliant. It's a really, really loose connection. If you really wanted to look at it and go, what does that mean? you can find a connection between that red cloaked person and Ruby Riott. You can find a connection. So, and obviously, you know, there's loads of stuff that's happened. The DJ, the hands on the DJ decks last week, that was not Bray. There's people have responded going, oh, it's all right, it was just a sound person. We haven't seen a sound person. We haven't seen anyone in the funhouse other than scary silent kids, Bray Wyatt, or Seth Rollins. We haven't seen any other people. So now we're seeing someone on the DJ deck starting the beat. Yeah. I thought that it was Bray's hands. I mean, I did look at it and think, oh, we could have a good theory video on that. We could really try and explore whose hands are they. But in my head, I thought, I bet they're Bray's. But it's turned out absolutely they're not Bray's, because Bray has got a big hand tattoo. And you can see it's not Bray's hand. That is not Bray's hand. So someone started the beat for the Muscle Man dance from last week. And it wasn't Bray. So I like the idea that there is someone else involved. I like the idea that there's something there that we can get our teeth into, something that we can theorize over. And I thought that the whole Misfits stuff was really, really interesting. Really, really interesting. I mean, I had no idea that their mascot was called The Fiend. And the fact that you can make a connection with Ruby Riott as well, I think is very interesting. Everyone's clamoring for Liv Morgan to join the Funhouse. It could be a real curveball. It could turn out to be Ruby that joins the Funhouse. There's people that are saying they don't want anyone to join the Funhouse, and that's absolutely fine. I'm not sitting here trying to push people into the Funhouse. But it's just, it's really interesting when someone gives you a bit of information like that and you look into it and you go, what? And you start like going, it's called The Fiend and Ruby. I had a lot of fun with that today. Or it could be Bo Dallas's hand. You're right, Sonny Wolf. You're right. I would love Bo Dallas to be a part of the Funhouse. I think Bo Dallas, some of you might not know. A lot of you will, of course. Bo Dallas is a former NXT champion. Not tag champion. Not North American champion. The one that Adam Cole has got, yeah? The top dog in NXT. That was Bo Dallas. Bo Dallas got to that level, and then he got called up to the main roster. And the whole Bo Leave thing didn't work, and they just gave up. They just gave up. But who knows, what Bo Dallas has got, what kind of mind he's got, how creative he is, and he is the real-life brother of Bray, and I would love it. We know, Bray has brought in real life, which is really interesting, because he said Wyndham is the key. So he has, on Twitter, acknowledged his real self. His real name is Wyndham. And on Twitter, he has referred to himself that way. So if he is touching on real life, he has to acknowledge Bo Dallas being his real life brother as well. Plus also, we've seen him post an image of him holding his new baby dressed as The Fiend on Instagram. So we have seen those two worlds kind of blurring a little bit. So again, it's not too much of a jump to say that at some point, Bo Dallas could be brought into the Funhouse. Maybe that's happening now. Maybe that's what's happening in front of our eyes and we just haven't seen it yet. So some really, really interesting stuff happening with the Funhouse at the moment. Well, I don't need to tell you. Look, how excited are we for tonight? Actually finding out what's going on. So big night tonight. Massive night tonight. And love it. This is, for me, isn't it weird how wrestling has kind of evolved? Because Insane Craze, thank you very much. We'll come back to it. Back in the day, back in the 70s, people would have gone to wrestling to watch Bruno beating up heels that they hated. So, they would want to see Bruno beating up someone like Ivan Koloff. or someone along those lines, Killer Kowalski, all of these heels, you know, that they hated, they went for that. That was what wrestling was. It wasn't flashy stuff and aerial stuff and all this kind of stuff. They wanted to see their guy beat up the bad guy. They wanted to see the good guy beat the bad guy. That's what wrestling was in the 70s. Whereas today, it's not so much about that for me. Now, I want to watch something. It's more of a story. I want to see the next part of... I'm not excited tonight for the wrestling. How crazy is that? How crazy is that when you think about it? I don't care about the wrestling tonight because I know it's going to be all right. It'll be average. I'm not expecting a match that's going to be a match of the year contender, for example. So I know the wrestling will be all right. There'll probably be some stuff that I like, and there'll probably be some stuff that I hate. But I'm watching tonight because I want to know what's happened to Daniel. I want to know what the next part of that story is. It's just really interesting how wrestling has kind of evolved, you know? You kind of watch it a little more for the stories now. Apart from maybe on a Wednesday when, you know, it is more wrestling focused. But interesting how SmackDown and Raw bring in more viewers. Maybe the Wednesday night shows will eventually get to that level, or who knows? Insane Craze, can I get a yowie wowie? There you go, buddy. Thank you very much for the donation. Really appreciate it. Shout out to Nails and NY. Christopher Rogers says, just ordered Joshua versus Ruiz. We will be streaming that tomorrow. We are streaming that tomorrow. Jake Ernie says, it would have to be Aleister Black. What would have to be Aleister Black, Jake? What would have to be Aleister Black? Someone that join... Are you talking about someone to join the Funhouse? It would have to be Aleister Black for you that does that? I've got a lot of love for Aleister Black. I think that he's a big future star. Big future star. I think he's been booked horrifically. He's had no feuds of note so far. And he got called up like early 2019. Like, it's madness. He got called up the same time as Ricochet, and he's literally been sat in a room doing nothing. But he's a great talent. It looks like he's starting a feud with Buddy Murphy now. So let's see where it leads. Really excited with his future. I think he's going to be a big star. No Bray segment tonight. I think there will be. How are you feeling now? Do you know what? I feel fine. As I said at the start of the stream, I feel good. I feel excited for the show. Blah, 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 blah. It's just my nose. My nose is blocked. And, yeah, it's just a little bit more of a challenge to talk than normal. But actually, me, myself, I feel absolutely fine. So, yeah, it should still be a really fun stream. Really looking forward to it. I just hope that after the stream, whatever happens, you know, we'll do the stream. I'm sure there'll be a reaction video or whatever. And I'll go to bed for a little bit. Because as I said, I've only had a couple of hours. So I'll go back to bed, try and get a bit of sleep before the Joshua fight, you know? So, you know, get a nice rest. I just hope that I don't wake up and feel horrific. It might be whilst I'm sleeping, like a cold sneaks up on me and goes, Days. Ah! Starts punching me in the face. Ah! And then I wake up and I'm like, ah! So, yeah, tomorrow could be very interesting. But I feel all right now. What's the weather like? Dark. It's pitch black. It's 10 to 1 in the morning. So there's no wind or rain or anything. I can't see anything because it's pitch black outside. So yeah, I think it's probably quite chilly. It's been raining all day. Bad day for Kia. She didn't get a walk today because of the rain. Colouring book day for her. Days, you care if I ask 50 times? I don't know what you asked me, buddy. Brie probably has got something to do with this feud. Days, do you think John Morrison is coming out tonight? I don't think so. Cormac says, I haven't watched wrestling in so long. Ah, very cool. I actually think now is a really good time to get into wrestling because it's kind of, it's not crazy at the moment. There's not a great deal going on, to be honest. Like, the biggest storyline is the Rusev-Lana thing at the moment. And, well, probably the biggest storyline is the Fiend and Daniel for SmackDown. And then on Raw, it's probably the Lana storyline that's the biggest storyline. So I think you can very easily get into the storylines. We're not at the Rumble. That's just round the corner. After that, we've got WrestleMania. So I would say, like, December is a bit of a quiet month, but a really good month to start watching because you can pick up on some stuff, see all the wrestlers, and then before you know it, it's Rumble time, and then you're going to really enjoy the Rumble. Do you know what I mean? I think having a little bit of a knowledge before going into a Rumble is always a good thing. So, yeah, good time to watch, bud. Hey, Days, hope you are well. Happy weekend. Let's hope for a fun, house-packed episode. Yes, my friend. I am hanging in there. And we should have an excellent, excellent show. SmackDown has been good, actually. I've had no issues with SmackDown. Rebecca Arthur, you little legend. Thank you very much for the donation, buddy. That is going to go straight towards Lemsips. And cough sweets and things. Rebecca Arthur says, I agree. I look forward... Oh, it's gone. It's gone. I can find it. Don't worry. Don't worry, Rebecca. Don't worry. I agree. I look forward to the stories. It's like an athletic soap opera. Yeah, it's a good way of putting it. It's a good way of putting it. It is... I mean, like, obviously, Raw has been going every week since 1993, so a soap opera, an athletic soap opera, I think is a good way of describing it. Obviously, no off-seasons or anything like that. I do feel like there's a few fundamentals that are wrong with WWE. I think there's still too many matches that don't matter. I don't think there's enough momentum built for superstars. I think that there's a lot of 50-50 booking. I would like to see... I don't want to say more tournaments. I mean, look, if we were going to rip it up, I would absolutely love to see weight divisions. I think that would be very interesting. I think I honestly think they could try some stuff with Raw now. I think, you know, keep it the same on SmackDown. SmackDown's your A show. You know what you're getting. But Raw now is definitely the B show. And why not try some stuff? Why not rip up the rule book on Raw and just try a few things and see, you know, what works and make it exciting? Do you know what I mean? I don't get excited when we're going into a Raw show because I fear for the worst, and well, rightfully so these days. Trey Jackson, I'm wearing my Fiend Bray hoodie as you speak. Very cool, buddy. Very, very cool. Did you see as well? Today was Black Friday 2. So a lot of prices are cheaper. So if you were after anything WWE-wise, today is a very good day to pick up those last-minute gifts. Well, I say last-minute. I haven't even started my Christmas shopping. But yeah, it's a good day to pick up some gifts. So WWE shop, Black Friday 2. Shout out to See Wrestling for telling me about that. Because the Huskus doll went down in price. So, you know, you could get yourself a Huskus for a cheaper price than I did. I just hope mine turns up soon. That's all I care about. I want him here. And I had no idea he was 17 inches tall. Like, I don't even know how big that is. Like, I want to say, like, something like... I don't know about that. Is that 17 inches? Something like this? Is that what I was expecting? I don't know. I suppose it was. I'd be disappointed if he was like that. I wasn't expecting him to be like that. I suppose I am expecting... I don't know. I can't... I need to see him. I hope he's safe. Hello, Suki Streams. The new Fiend shirt is fire. How funny would it be if I timed out Bray Wyatt? Does that provoke The Fiend? That would be amazing if he came back with an account called The Fiend. What do we talk about in this channel? We talk about wrestling, my friend. We preview the show, which we've been doing. I mean, we've been talking about lots of different things. Literally, we're 4 minutes away now from SmackDown beginning. As soon as SmackDown begins, then, of course, we're going to be talking about anything and everything that goes down. And anything that you guys want to talk about in the chat as well. Obviously, we try and keep it wrestling related, but there's the odd occasion where we stray. And I think that's okay. You know, it's all right to dabble in a few other things. Days, when is your birthday? I will get you a personalized video from Eva Marie. I am absolutely not going to be telling you then, because that is not high on my wish list of things that I want to receive. Days, do you know it's on Sky Sports Mix? Thank you. I've been sitting here looking for it. So, yeah, I could not find it. Sky Sports Mix, right? Thank you. Who told me that? Ashley Drury, 2004. Ashley Drury, great friend of the channel. Right now, we got Andy Ruiz Jr. sitting opposite Anthony Joshua. I tell you what, I'm so excited for that fight tomorrow. So excited. I hope Joshua can do it. Of course, I'm going to be rooting for Joshua. But Ruiz Jr., I mean, he's got like 33 wins and 1 defeat. Not going to be easy. Someone just asked me how my week was. My week was pretty good, thank you. Trey Jackson says 17 inches is almost at your knee. No, it's not. Is there a tape measure? Hang on, let me get a tape measure. Let me get a tape measure. Get this sorted. No need to speculate. Here we go, look. Here we go. Right, we're still at commercials, don't worry. Oh my god! That's way bigger than I thought! That's that big! It's that big? That's huge! Look! I can fit my head in it! It's bigger than my head! The Huskus is 17 inches. That is, I have to like hold it back here so that it fits on screen. That is really big. That is really big. It is, let's compare it to the Sasha poster. Not quite as big as the Sasha poster. When it comes down to about there on Sasha. But it is bigger. Let's compare it to an no, not A4. Two bits of a magazine. That's obviously from a kid's magazine. So it's bigger. Bigger than an opened out magazine. In fact, that's a really good comparison. If you want to know how big the Huskus is, right? It's a weird thing to say. But get a normal magazine, open it out, and it's that big. That's how big it is. That's huge. That's bigger than I was expecting. That is bigger than I was expecting. Amazing. Thank you, tape measure. Boom. I'm burring, says Days. Do you think it would be a good idea to have Morrison and Sheamus both return at the Royal Rumble? Also, John should win the tag titles with The Miz. No, I wouldn't have them come back at the Rumble because we know they're coming back now. They've been announced. So I'd rather that they didn't take spots away from a couple of surprises. Because if you think about it, you're going to get 10 from Raw, 10 from SmackDown, 10 from NXT. Then you need to take away a few, like maybe 1 from each for surprises, and then you got to fit in some legends. I don't know. Do you really want Sheamus and John Morrison returning at the Rumble? I don't know. Not for me. Not for me. I want some legends. I want some surprises. It's starting. It is starting. Days, Twitter is down in the UK, is it? WWE on Sky. Well, thankfully YouTube isn't. as we are about to go over to the show. I think someone told us that Roman was starting, which I can totally believe. Okay, so Daniel, we got a recap of last week. Sheamus 2K Royal Rumble winner next year. Look, and they're showing us The Miz as well. There's got to be a reason why The Miz is so involved in this. Smackdown on Sky Sports Mix, it is. So Daniel says he wasn't changed because of the Fiend. He was changed because of the fans. And he's giving credit to the fans. This is a bad feud for the Fiend. I really don't understand, because they're building up Daniel and they're bringing back the Yes movement. And it's gonna... I mean, people love Daniel. People love him and everything he's been on and his journey and WrestleMania 30. And do you know what I mean? They know his passion for wrestling. It's like, it's very hard for the Fiend to capture that same level of support. This is a difficult feud for the Fiend. That's why I think they need to end this feud as quick as they can, really. Philip plays. There's big rumors that Roman is on the horizon for the Fiend, but we're gonna have to wait and see. Right, come on, let's get some answers. Let's get some answers. The Miz is starting off. Looks like you're a few seconds ahead of me. It is The Miz.
Quiet on the set. Please have quiet on the set.
Welcome to play. It is Mizzy, baby. Right. I'm excited, man. I am excited. Let's see how this goes down. Let's see what Miz has got to say. He's probably going to say that he tried to warn Daniel. He's not seen Daniel all week. He wants to get some answers. Will Bray? Will we get a little funhouse thing or something? This is not the way I expected this show to start. How great is this, though? They are making The Fiend and Daniel the big story. I mean, it is the big story, but they normally start with Roman. I was expecting Roman to start the show. Now, it looks like we're getting a Miz TV, but I don't know who's on it. It's probably Roman. Now I've said that. Roman's probably going to come out on Miz TV. Okay. Okay. His guest. Oh, and it was going to be Daniel Bryan. The horrific events. So Daniel has disappeared. See, look, there's boos from the crowd. Crowd love Daniel. This is a dangerous feud for the Fiend. Miz says that he is not friends with Daniel. This is interesting. Could it be John Morrison? So, talking about the fact that Daniel hasn't been seen since last week. Yeah, you've already told us. How many times is he going to tell us that he doesn't like Daniel? Okay, so Miz says he's going to find out. Okay, here we go. Firefly Funhouse. We're starting off early. Right at the... Oh, there we go. Daniel is added to the wall of friendship. Yowie wowie. Putting on your big boy pants. So it does feel like we're building towards something with the Miz here. Okay. Him. Daniel Bryan could be with him. Okay. And he might not be done with Daniel. Oh, Daniel might not be at TLC. Wow, looks like they are going for the Miz now. Miz says this isn't about me. Aww. Rambling Rabbit. Rambling Rabbit telling Miz to run. Family. Family is the word of the day. Come on, Bo. Come on, Bo. Come on, Bo. Oh my God, look at that. We get to see a clip of the Wyatt family. But now he can... I like that. If you can believe it, you can achieve it. Oh! He's got a picture of Miz and Maurice. And his kids. He says, I've got a chance to join a new family. That is dark. That is dark. Where's he going? Where are you going, Miz? You don't know where the funhouse is. You're going to have to ask Seth. That is amazing. That is amazing. That is really, really dark. Do you want to come and play with me now? No. No, thank you. That was good, wasn't it? That was really good. Bo leave. Very Attitude Era. Miz is going to the funhouse. Sorry to hear that, MTS. What an episode. This is deep. Dark and personal. Great fight. Well, I mean, look, that's just the start. We're going to see more throughout tonight. So, yeah, it was really good. It was really good. What's your reaction about John Morrison coming back? Really pleased. I'm so happy he's back, and I really hope him and The Miz, like they did in the old days. I think The Miz is a bit busy at the moment. I'm sure they will get around to it. I'm sure there'll be something. I love how dark it's getting. Days next year, I'm starting my training to become a pro wrestler. Awesome, buddy. Amazing. People are really into it, and rightfully so. I really like it. I really like it. I love the fact that Daniel has been removed from TLC, because, to be honest, I couldn't see a way out of that unless someone was going to get involved. And there was a lot of people saying The Miz was going to get involved, Well, it looks like they've just gone in a different direction, and that direction is to just take Daniel out and put The Miz into the match from the start, which I think makes a lot more sense. I think The Fiend needs to win, of course. The bigger question is, where is Daniel? But The Fiend has just said that, Bray has just said that The Fiend might not be finished with Daniel. So we don't know where Daniel's gone. Unfortunately, I did say at the start of the stream there could be a chance that we don't see Daniel this week. And we might not, to be honest. Tonight might be all about Miz and Bray. In fact, what we saw last week might have been a way to just write Daniel out for a little bit. You know, Daniel might have wanted a little break. So they might have done that just to write him out of the show. And so he's been replaced at TLC with The Miz. And now we're actually going to move forward with a new program, a new feud, which is going to be The Miz and The Fiend. So I would say a good chance you don't see Daniel tonight. And we actually just start building towards Fiend versus The Miz. Fiend versus The Miz, I think, will be a fine match. Miz doesn't really tend to have matches that, like, steal the show. Neither does Bray, in all honesty. So I think it'll be fine. I'll be interested to see what they can do, to be honest. I mean, it'll be TLC, so there'll be some kind of stipulation, be it tables, ladders, chairs, or all of them. And I like how personal it's got from the start. Love the introduction of the picture. Very, very dark. Rambling Rabbit telling Miz to run. Little glimpse of the Wyatt family. It was really strong. Really, really strong. So, yeah, great start. Great start. I have to see if they can keep that momentum going, but SmackDown, man, it's the new A show without a shadow of a doubt. Already love this more than I love Raw. They're just showing us a little advert for WWE Shop. Find what fits you. Tonight only Black Friday deals are back. Right, we got Miz backstage. Is he talking to Maurice? Yes. He's telling Maurice to calm down. Oh, what if it's not? What if he does go round? What if we get a little something round at the Miz's house? Oh, Miz says he's going home. I'm even more interested now. Is he going to attack the Miz in his house? Jesus, that would be one of the best moments of the year. But he's not going to get home in time, is he? He doesn't live like an hour away from this place. No way. He's talking about having to get on a flight, so can't quite tell what story they're going to tell. Andy. Mandy Rose on her way. Love her entrance music. Fire and Desire. WBFF Bikini World Champion. What? She's a Bikini World Champion? I didn't know this. I mean, I don't care, but it was just on the side thing. Right, who's she facing? Andy. Do you love that music? Daniel is the new face in the Funhouse. After all, it's an alliance, not a feud. Well, we don't know that it's an alliance. He says the Fiend might not be finished with Daniel. Right, it is Alexa. Alexa. Mandy versus Alexa. Days, I heard a rumor that in 2020, the Fiend will reveal Sister Abigail in the ring. That's just a rumor. The graphic is good. I didn't see. Am I the only one that saw Brian in the snippet? Nobody. He used to be a part of the Wyatt family, so that's why he was shown. There's Jessica Carr as well. Jessica Carr officiating her first SmackDown match. Amazing. New ref, yes. Female ref, it is. She got called up from NXT. Have I missed anything? You have, David. You have. It looks like it's not going to be Fiend versus Daniel. Looks like it's going to be Fiend versus Miz. And looks like we are building and working our way towards a very interesting conclusion for the show. The Miz is trying to get home to his family. And we don't know what Bray's going to do. Nice slide by Alexa and then a big knee by Mandy. Alexa goes down. So this is what I'm talking about with matches that just don't matter. Like, doesn't matter who wins this. Literally makes no difference. I don't even know what they're fighting for. I don't know what they're fighting for. These are two people that are kind of in tag teams that are having a singles match. So they're not fighting to work towards a title. I'm guessing it's some kind of a grudge match, but I can't remember if they're in some kind of a feud. I mean, Alexa's only just come back, so... What has she just pulled out? Eyelashes. She's pulling off her eyelashes. Oh, yeah, she is. Alexa's been a fraud. Alexa's fake eyelashes have been pulled off. There we go. Into the corner goes Alexa. Nice drop kick. Oh, could you imagine if she keeps pulling stuff off and it turns out it's actually the Fiend? That'd be amazing. Was the thing from the Misfit toys a hint that Fiend would challenge Miz? Don't think so. I think if anything, it was just a nod towards the Misfits and what they had done for horror, basically. You could go further and say maybe it's something to do with Ruby, but I don't think it's got anything to do with the Miz. Days at TLC, it could be Miz versus the Fiend, and during the match, Daniel helps the Miz. What if Daniel helps the Fiend? How about that? We've already got people talking about an alliance being set up. Basement dropkick by Alexa. Mandy is down. And Alexa is stomping Mandy's head into the canvas. Miz went home to defend his fridge because Fat Bray might eat all of his food. He knows that Huskus is on the way. That's what's happening. He's not worried about his family. 2, kick out by Alexa. Nice. Round back, a little bit sloppy. Face first goes Mandy. The Fiend rings the Miz's doorbell and leaves a bag with Daniel Bryan in it. Wow, that's dark. Alexa Bliss going up top. Here we go. Twisted Bliss connects. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Alexa wins. Alexa wins. Alexa Bliss. And there's the fake eyelashes. Ooh, it looks gruesome in slow-mo. There we go. Dastardly. The Fiend is just too good. I believe that Bryan versus The Fiend will happen, and it will be The Miz that interferes. Oh, so you still think they're going to do Daniel versus The Fiend at TLC? I don't know. I think they're really changing direction. I think they're going for The Miz. Right, but there we go. Alexa picks up the victory. King Corbin vows to humiliate Roman Reigns. Hasn't he been doing that already? With the big dog stuff. Roman Reigns versus Dolph Ziggler tonight. We're getting that tonight. Oh, Alexa can't believe it. She can't believe she had her eyelashes ripped off. Right, we're backstage with Dana. Dana's getting a nice little push at the moment. Here's Drake. Yeah, she's going out with Batista. Literally everyone knows. Yeah, you're married? Has Drake forgotten that he's married? He is still married, isn't he? Drake Maverick wants to know what Batista has got that he doesn't, and I think Elias is about to tell him. Hello, I am Elias. I really hate this. They did this last week. Look, I hate Dana pretending that she's into this song. Batista's a millionaire plus his tool. You'd be lucky with a blow-up doll. Well, I don't know why Dana's standing there clapping along. Days, why aren't they showing the new face of The Fiend? I think they've done it to write Daniel off, bud. Ooh, Drake slaps Elias. So are we building towards a Drake Maverick Elias feud? Okay. That was awful. That was awful. I mean, the song was fun, but I don't want to see an Elias Drake Maverick feud. And I don't want to see Dana Brooke pretending to be enjoying Elias's songs. It's cringeworthy, and not even in a good way. There's a lot of rumors, you know, that Elias is tempted to leave and go to AEW. Let him go. It's fine if he goes. It's not a problem. The guy has not given us any great matches. I know the whole walk with Elias thing is fun for people, but honestly, have we missed it? I mean, like, people have been interrupting him, and, you know, we've had some nice little moments, but, man, look, of all the people to lose, Elias is not even in my top 50 of people I'd be worried about, if I'm being honest. Yeah, not for me. Pro Wrestling says, awful. Cons says, I like it. It was funny. The song was fun. I really don't like Dana standing there clapping along. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't, I just don't like it. Days, if The Fiend was playing guitar, you would love it. Depends what he's doing, to be honest. Depends what he's doing. Miz comes home to his kids wearing Fiend masks. Oh my God, that would be incredible. That would be incredible. I like turtles. That would be amazing. Days, if Bryan comes back with blonde dreads and a shaved beard like Bray, I'll cry. That would be cool. It's going to be Baby Yoda in Rowan's cage. Elias never gets to fight. Let him go anywhere. Imagine training to be a wrestler and becoming a busker. That's a really good point. I don't disagree with that. He's not giving us, like, I couldn't even tell you a single great Elias match, but it's a really good point. There's been no momentum for him. There's been no, like, decent feuds for him to, like, get his teeth into. He's always been used as, like, a bit of a jobber, to tell the truth. Wasn't he in a bit of a group for a short time? Wasn't he in a little bit of a faction? He was kind of around Shane McMahon for a little while, and just nothing ever goes anywhere for him, so I don't disagree. I think if he goes to AEW, I think it's fine for WWE. I think it's fine for AEW. I think it's great for Elias. Win, 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 win. Win, win, win. Wins everywhere. Rey Mysterio defends his United States Championship against AJ Styles. When? Is this Monday? Is it Monday? Raw. This Monday. There we go, United States Championship match. Drake Maverick in the ring. Dace, how you feeling? I know that you were sick last week. I'm feeling fine, but I just had a bit of a blocked nose, which is doing all right at the moment. I don't know where this is going. I liked Drake when he was going for the 24/7 European Championship. Let's see. So Drake Maverick says, no one makes a mockery out of me. No one makes a mockery of my marriage. Okay, here's what I don't get. No one makes a mockery of my marriage. No one makes a mockery of my wife. Yet moments earlier, he was trying to chat up Dana Brooke. He was saying, I thought we had something special. I feel a little bit hurt. All this kind of stuff. I don't understand. How can they not book a single story that makes sense? God, creative are absolutely infuriating. Right, Dana Brooke has come down with Elias, so kind of looks like, are they positioning them together? Elias looks a little bit more like more of a rock star. I'm getting a little more of a rock star vibe rather than a drifter vibe from Elias now. Okay, he's going over. Drake swings and misses. Drake Maverick gets picked up by Elias and thrown down. Ah, he's putting him over his knee. Elias is asking, do you want me to... And he is spanking him. And Dana Brooke is loving it. And this, my friends, is the death of wrestling. This is the moment wrestling died. Right here. Poor Drake getting absolutely roasted. Creative is a room full of chimps. Tossing poop at an ideas chart. I think that sums this segment up very, very well. Miz opens the door to his family with blank expressions, singing he's got the whole world in his hands, and just laughs, and the Fiend's face appears on the TV. Brilliant. Love it, Zach. Dana throws Drake back into the ring. This is wrestling. It is. Drift away from Elias. Just because you're on a diet means you can't look at the menu. I don't know who I should be cheering for. Should I be cheering for Elias and Dana that have just humiliated Drake Maverick? Or should I be cheering for Drake Maverick that's just had a humiliating song sung about him? I don't know who the face is, who the heel is, who I should be rooting for, what's happened, why it's happening. Easily one of the worst things I've seen in a long time. I absolutely hated that segment. Oh, hello, there's a red light on. Has he found the funhouse? Funhouse hasn't got a red light. This feels like it's pre-recorded. Hello. 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 What we got here? What we got here? Picture of the Fiend. Bray has replaced the Miz. How amazing is that? That is the picture of Miz, Maurice, the kids, and Bray. Oh, there he is! Funhouse Bray! Is that the first time we've seen Funhouse Bray? Just backstage, just chilling backstage. Miz has just gone into a room and Funhouse Bray is there? So Funhouse Bray is just backstage? I don't understand. So Funhouse Bray is just, what, he's just backstage all this time. I don't know what's happening. Daniel Bryan is now the Fiend. Funhouse Bray has escaped. What happened? Funhouse Bray exists in the real world. Bryan is now the Fiend. Miz can't even beat up the Funhouse host. What's he gonna do against the Fiend? When Seth burned down the Funhouse days, there are rumors for Shane O'Mac to be Brock's manager. I'd hate that. Days they're putting Dana and Elias together so Batista can make one appearance and give Elias a Batista bomb. Worlds are colliding. First time Funhouse Bray has been outside the Funhouse. It is. It is. I mean, outside of him appearing on those newscast things, you know. He was on like the weather thing, wasn't he? I can't remember what it was. Was it for the build up towards SummerSlam or something? I can't remember. The world has just flipped. The Fiend can switch souls. I'm confused. Well, there's not really much to be confused about, you know. Seth got into the Funhouse. We never found out how, but he got in there somehow. And plus also we know that the Fiend is that's still Bray. We know that is Bray Wyatt, but the Fiend is the darkness that has consumed Bray. So it could be that the Fiend isn't the Fiend 24/7, if you know what I mean. I mean, he can't be the Fiend. The Fiend. Oh my god, trying to break this down is blowing my mind. What that says to me is that the Fiend is not the Fiend 24/7. The Fiend is Funhouse Bray as well. It's very, very interesting. I think there's going to be a lot of talk about that. Isn't it crazy how someone watching that segment would just be like, all right, now he's attacked him backstage. But for us that have been watching this, that's like a really big moment, because that's the first time we've seen Funhouse Bray backstage or in an arena. And so now, like, my brain is just racing through all of these different things that have happened in the past. And it's like going, okay, well, the Funhouse can't be in the mind then. The Funhouse can't be in... We must be watching. The Funhouse must be a show that's backstage. How has no one seen the Funhouse backstage? How is this Funhouse just backstage and no one's found it? Plus also, I mean, like Bray said, once you enter, you can't escape, and all this kind of stuff about the funhouse. What if it's just backstage? That doesn't seem to be the case, does it? Plus Seth has entered, and he has escaped. Oh, I don't know. Right, we're back. What if he was never there? Oh my god! Now it's all twisted! Now they've got us questioning, was he even there? The picture's not there. Bray's not there. The ref's going, what do you mean? Oh, what if he was never there? It was a vision? It was all in his head? Oh my god. Oh my god. They take you one way and then you go in another. Oh, can't cope. The photo is gone, so it was all in Miz's head. In the space of one ad break, we've gone all over the place. That's why you've got to watch these shows, haven't you? I mean, like, you can come up with one theory and then 2 seconds later it's debunked. They just blew my mind for a whole ad break for no reason. Thanks, Vince. You little rascal. Days, what if the Fiend is at the house? Well, do you know what's amazing? They're really planting seeds now that you can see the Fiend. Has Miz let him in? Has Miz let him in? If the Miz has let him in and now he's starting to hallucinate, that could take us in a whole different direction. Wow. This is so good. This is so good. This is exactly what Bray needed. You know, real stories that you can get your teeth into. So good. Right, we got New Day. The Miz has let him in. Why is the stage on the floor? Oh, that's a good point. There's no entrance ramp. I tell you what, I've just knocked my contact lens because I do wear contact lenses. And now I can't see, which is a problem. I can still see out of this eye, but I can't see out of this eye. I've let him in. The Fiend is causing havoc with my sight. What if it's not the Fiend versus the Miz, but instead it's Bray? And we could get Funhouse Bray? No, because it seems to be in his mind. Seems to be in his mind, doesn't it? I have gone blind. Number one sports podcast, The New Day. Feel the power. Corey Graves upset because, of course, he's got a podcast as well. They're really rubbing it in. Maybe don't say nasty things about Mauro Ranallo. How about that? How about them apples, Corey? Fatal 4-way tag team elimination match. Right, who we got? Who's in this? Ali, what the hell's this? What's going on? Who's he partnering? I'ma go hard. Days, either creative have nailed it with the Fiend, or Bray. Or Bray what? Get your lens sorted and come back. It is causing me a lot of discomfort. Because I can feel it in my eye. Oh, hello, hang on. Got movement here. I can't see. I think it might be, this might be quite gruesome. It might actually be on my eye. Can you see it on my eye? Look at that. Oh, there it is on my eyelash. Look at that. There it is. That was actually on my eye. There it is, by the way. If no one's ever seen a contact lens, there is a contact lens. Right, let me sort this, and I will be back. Let me sort this. Talk amongst yourselves. It's the revival. Oh, how handy is that? I got some solution in the room. Amazing. Didn't even have to go very far. I thought I was going to have to go upstairs. But I've got some solution here. I won't put it in on camera because I appreciate there's going to be some people that might be a little freaked out by it. I don't even know which is the right way around. Hang on. Right, boom, it's in. I can see again. Amazing, thank you. I think, do you know what? That is the very first time that's ever happened. Heavy Machinery versus, what is it? Lucha House Party versus Revival versus Chad, not calling him Shorty, and Ali. There we go. Daisy, is your beard fake as well? Yeah, I feel like Alexa. You know, like how Alexa had her eyelashes pulled out. I just had my sight removed for a second. No, sadly not. The beard is 100 legit. 100 legit. Days, what was your favourite WrestleMania show of all time? Mine is WrestleMania 33. The first that comes to mind is WrestleMania. Oh, I don't know. I mean, like, obviously 17 is amazing, but I've got a soft spot for 5 because that was the first one that I saw. I love 30 as well because of Yeselmania and obviously the end of the streak, and I don't know. There's been some really good ones. I think all the teens were good, weren't they? You know, like 13 was excellent. 17, 18, 19. I think 17, 18, 19 was a really good run. So yeah, hard to pin it down. I can see clearly now the rain has gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. I meant WrestleMania 35. Very boring SmackDown. Dude, I think it's amazing. Absolutely loving what they're doing with The Fiend on this SmackDown. We're well underway. We've got Ali in the ring with Gran Metalik, and Gran Metalik tags in Lindsay Dorado. In comes Tucky. And they said as well, this is an elimination match, which I really like, actually. Because it means there's no rush to get into the ring. In fact, it's better if you don't get into the ring, because then you might be able to survive till the end. So there's kind of a bit of intrigue as to what your strategy would be. I like the fact as well, it's a number 1 contenders match, so the match has got a purpose. As we said, it's an elimination match, so yeah, it's got a lot going for it. I like it. Days earlier on, I was thinking that the Hardy Boys would be good on NWA or AEW. They would. Nice stunner by Lindsay. In comes Otis. Nice drop kick. I'm seeing SmackDown in Memphis. Very cool. What is this for? This is for the number 1 contendership. I think the winners will face the New Day at TLC. So, Heavy Machinery, I think, would be good. Lucha House Party would be good as well, actually. Funhouse is a state of mind. It's insanity manifesting as a physical space. You can find it if you've gone crazy. That's what it means to let him in. So how did Seth get in there then? Do you think that Seth thinks that he let him? Do you think? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I need to think about it rather than just ramble my thoughts whilst we're streaming. My thought is, though, did Seth actually not burn down the funhouse, but just think that he burnt down the funhouse? Are we saying that maybe that was a hallucination as well? Don't know. I don't think we'll ever get an answer on that either. Revival after NXT instantly turned heel again. Days if Smack... What if Smack... No, I don't want 3 hours, bud. I don't need 3 hour Smackdown. I need a 2 hour Raw. That's what I need. Favorite WWE moment of all time. The first one that comes to mind, Hogan Andre. Face to face, WrestleMania 3. What if Seth didn't set it on fire? Yeah, that's what I was kind of starting to think about. Was maybe he didn't. But I feel like that needs more thought. I need to, like, flesh that out a little bit more. He just imagined it. Yo, Days, who's winning, Joshua or Ruiz? I'll be rooting for Joshua, so I'm going to say Joshua on points. Days, there's a sign that says, give up, Liv ain't coming. Brilliant. I'm glad it's for the #1 contender spot, but I'm annoyed because they're putting single stars in tag teams again. Yeah, true. I'd much rather see them do something else with Chad Gable and Ali. Days, who would win between DX and Undisputed Era? I've been asked this before. I would say Undisputed Era. WrestleMania 6 because of Warrior and Hogan. Yep, brilliant. Ref had no idea what was going on with The Miz. Yeah, that was great. That was really great. What I loved about it was in that, like, 5-minute, 3-minute moment, I couldn't see. I couldn't get my head around how Funhouse Bray was backstage and just the magnitude of what that meant. So then it meant that, again, I couldn't see. I was theorizing and trying to talk out loud about what I was thinking in regards to what this meant. And then in the matter of moments, we go back and you got a ref going, what do you mean Bray Wyatt was here? What photo? And you're like, oh, it was in his head? What's happening now? What's this? It's like, you're just kind of all over the place. It's brilliant. They take you down this road and then before you know it, you're going off down there. Really good stuff. Really, really interesting stuff. This is exactly what I wanted. Exactly what I wanted. I want something you can get your teeth into, something you can debate and theorize about and get lost in. And you know what I mean? You just want that talking point. I just hope there's something big at the end, you know? Right, we're underway. Lucha House Party have been eliminated, by the way. Get laser eye surgery. The only problem with laser eye surgery is it costs quite a bit of money. And I think it only lasts for 10 years. Like, over those 10 years, your eyesight stays good, but then it starts deteriorating again. So it's only a short-term fix. Days, do you think this was the original plan for The Miz and Fiend before the flight delay? Could be. Could have been. Maybe they went a different way and plans changed. But then that would mean this wasn't the plan for Daniel Bryan unless they've somehow changed the order around and the Daniel was gonna lose his beard or whatever's happened, you know, at some point. I don't know, it's really interesting. This could have been the original idea. Yeah, you're right. Because, of course, Bray was meant to be on Miz TV the night after Saudi Arabia. Otis gets tagged in. Crowd going crazy. Otis taking out Dawson. Down goes Dawson. Off comes the top. Big E. Big E says he loves it when Otis disrobes. I think Big E is a fan of Otis. Oh, look, they're loving it. I tell you what, he's got some rhythm, hasn't he? Look. He's pumping and thrusting and everything. Fall away slam by Otis. Oh, yeah! Collides into the corner. Down goes Dawson. Dash tries to come into the ring. Big overhand right. This is really good stuff, man. Really, this is the good stuff. This is what we've paid to see. Here we go. That guy, look at that. That guy's been doing the muscle man dance, hasn't he? He's got the Wyatt gym top on. Caterpillar time. Elbow drop. Oh, no. Dash out of nowhere. And a kick in the face by Dawson, too. And the Revival steal a pin. Heavy machinery gone. So we're down to Ali and Shorty G versus the Revival. Would be cool if Miz walks in thinking he's talking to Maurice, but it turns out to be Liv or Abby. God. Yeah, I mean, we've already seen Bray replace Miz. What if there is a woman that replaces Maurice? The Wyatt family wrote liar on the Miz before. Earlier today, my mom made a fair point. She said perhaps Daniel wanted a haircut, and the only way WWE would approve it is if it was part of the storyline. That's very true. Big chop by Dawson. Hard-hitting little match. I've really enjoyed this first hour. Obviously, we'll rate the show so far when we get to the halfway point. We're not quite there yet, so hold off on your ratings. But start having a think about what you rate the show at the halfway point. Revival get thrown into the New Day. They don't like that. Oh, they don't like that. Getting in the face of Ali and Shorty G. Oh, as we go to commercial break. Let's make Raw great again. Bray feuded with Miz in 2013. Puppets followed Miz backstage. They did. Days I just made bomb spaghetti and meatballs. Sheamus should appear tonight. Ring of Honor Daniel is back with the low cut. What if Bray actually has a YouTube account, but one that has no reference to TV persona and gives you hints in the comments on here, especially because he's already acknowledged you on Twitter? I've got to be honest, look, if I was a WWE superstar, I would do that. I wouldn't give the hints, but would you want to go onto a live stream like this? If you were just backstage, look, if you were sat in catering right now, and you went on YouTube and you saw, like, the live stream and you wanted to interact, or you went onto Twitter and you wanted to interact, you wouldn't be using your actual name, would you? So, I've got to be honest, it really, really would not surprise me if, I'm not saying Bray, but a WWE superstar had jumped onto a stream at some point. Really wouldn't have surprised me. Yeah, I think it'd be really interesting if they had commented under a pseudonym, a different name. And, yeah, that's not out of the realms of possibility. Thank you very much, Isaac. Really appreciate the support. Fiend and Bray Wyatt tag team. Erase your mind. What if I am here? There we go. We're going to have a load of people claiming to be Bray now. When The Fiend gets Randy Orton, he'll be the Legend Killer. I'd call myself Ray Bryant. Oh, I'd love it. Ray Bryant. I love that. Ray Bryant. Erase your mind must mean something. Days, I feel like the Wheel of Fun is your version of the Wheel of Fortune. Nick Aldis is often in the This Is the NWA podcast. Yeah, I love those guys. I'm a big fan of those guys. If you've not been on one of their podcasts, if you've not seen them on the NWA show and everything, check them out. If you're into power, that is, an NWA. They're really great guys. I think the podcast they do is really fun as well. Right, we're down to Ali and Shorty G taking on the Revival. Fiend versus Miz versus Daniel Bryan. That could be interesting. Is that the Fiend behind you? There's not enough room for the Fiend to get behind me. What happens when the Fiend is over? The Fiend is over, let me tell you. In a good way. Daisy, you need to get a red light in your living room so that you can troll us. I don't want to troll you. What, me just sitting here and then I've got a little button and all of a sudden it goes red. Ah! That'd be fun. Although I have now ruined it. Chad Gable is too talented to be Shorty G. I definitely agree with that. Could not agree more. Plans for Christmas? I haven't got any. No plans. We tend to go round to sadly my grandparents have all passed away. So there's no grandparents to go to. But I've got aunties and uncles, and we tend to go round to theirs a few days after Christmas. We tend to go on the 28th of December. So really, up until Christmas, I just stay at home. So just stream as usual, everything as usual. And then on the 28th, I tend to go and visit the family. And that's it. I mean, that is Christmas. It's really not that exciting, unfortunately. Beautiful move there. I gotta tell you, this is a really great match. TLC is only going to have one TLC match. Do you have a father? Yes. There is a Dada Days. Who actually, do you know what? Both Mama Days and Dada Days, not all the time, they won't be on now, but sometimes at the very beginning of the streams, if they're still awake, if they go to bed and they can't sleep or whatever, then of course they would come onto the streams. So there's been quite a few occasions where Mama Days or even Dada Days has said they've watched the streams, or certainly the starts. They wouldn't be on now. I mean, it's 2:00 in the morning. It's it's like when you go to bed and you can't sleep. Chad Gable, beautiful on the outside. Joaquin is here. Days, what do you want for Christmas? Absolutely nothing. There is nothing I want for Christmas. Moonsault by Chad Gable into an ankle lock. Look at that. Middle of the ring. Submissions should finish matches, but they never do. Eric Haberman says, "Hey Days, I ordered my Fiend shirt today." Oh. Shatter Machine 1, 2, Revival win. So it's going to be New Day versus the Revival at TLC. Should be a very, very good match. That was a very good match. Really pleased, Eric, to hear that you got a new Fiend shirt. That's amazing. Enjoy it. Today's random question. Have you ever rated any wrestling show 10 out of 10? Not that I can remember, no. Not that I can remember. Someone's probably going to prove me wrong now and say you did. There was a Raw 5 months ago that you gave 10 out of 10 to. I wouldn't be against doing it. So if I have, then I have. But I can't remember rating anything 10. Pro towel waiver, I do, because I moved back so that, because I lived in Southampton, and I moved away from my parents for like 10 years. But I've moved back because I've moved back to this area, and I'm actually trying to save up for my own place. I gotta tell you, getting a deposit together for your own place is not easy. Not easy at all. So I'm really fortunate that I can spend a little bit of time at home, see my folks, which is awesome, and try and save up for my own place. Revival in the ring. Says it's a new day, no more. We're going back to the old days. We're going to beat you by doing what we do best, and that is old school wrestling. See, how am I meant to boo that? You've got the Revival talking about they want to bring back proper wrestling, old school wrestling. I love the Revival. I want a really good promo, that is. I mean, look, Big E and Kofi, what a great team. Kofi's, former WWE champion. Big E should have an opportunity at being WWE champion. And Revival legit could be the best tag team. So that is absolutely a match I cannot wait for. Yeah. Right, King Corbin promises. Right, we are at the halfway point, by the way. So, what I'm going to give the show so far, I'm feeling an 8.5. I'm at an 8.5. I've really enjoyed it. I don't think I'm in, like, crazy 9 territories because, like, Mandy versus Alexa, I think, has let the show down a little bit, if I'm being honest. I thought that last match was good. Elias as well. That we can't ignore the whole Elias Drake Maverick thing. In fact, the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm thinking it's an 8. I think I'm at an 8. Alexa and Mandy and Elias and Drake Maverick, I think, have let the show down in the first hour. So I'm going to give it an 8. I'm at an 8. But get your scores in. Uh, 8.5, 7, 8, 8. Hello, Kayla. Did you hear that Jordan Miles, is that his name? Can't remember his name now. You know, the guy that left because of the whole racist stuff in NXT. He said that he doesn't need help. He doesn't need to see a doctor. He's feeling great and all this kind of stuff. And he ended his comment by saying, and I've got a crush on Kayla Braxton. Where did that come from? So, I'm sure she's gonna be thrilled to hear that Jordan Miles has got a little crush on her. 8.5, 8.25, 6, 7.75, 1 out of 10, 8.3, 10 out of 10, 6.5, 8, 7, 7.5, 9.5, 7.2, 8.258, 7, 5.5, 3. Little bit all over the place there. But I feel like my 8 is fair. A story begins. Got a little bit of a Christmas vibe, hasn't it, TLC? Miz had puppets behind him in the past, he did. So did Kofi. So did Ricochet. Trey Jackson, with Funhouse Bray backstage, how long until he's in the ring cutting promos? Well, we don't know that he was, do we? Because it's been teased now that he wasn't there. The photo wasn't there and he wasn't there. Of course, he could have run off. But the ref was kind of making out that, don't know what you're on about, mate. So, you know, is it that the Miz has let him in? Was it the Miz seeing things? It's really interesting. Very interesting. So we don't know. It could be the start of them introducing Funhouse Bray. You know, I'm sure there's going to be a few more people that see him backstage, and then we're going to start questioning: is he there? Is he not there? Love it though. The chat is burning. What if Sister Abigail is Bray's real life sister? Mika, I think her name is. Be amazing. Yeah, I'd love to see her. I don't know why they haven't brought her in, actually. Maybe she doesn't want to. I don't know. But, or maybe Bray just hates his family. I don't know. But word of the day is family. Word of the day is family. So he's already spoken about the Wyatt family. And then he says he's got, you know, maybe a new family. And that's when he showed the picture of Miz's family. What if at the end he introduces his new family, his own family? Bo and, could you imagine that? Imagine if Bo Dallas and Mika both join. That would be amazing. And it would hopefully stop the Liv Morgan stuff. That would be the gift that keeps on giving. 53 minutes left. There is one more Miz segment. Might be more. I think, haven't we had like 2 or 3 in the first hour? Might be another couple. Bray would not hate his family. Liv Morgan, his sister Abigail, you're all gonna see. Smackdown is not good. Oh, I'm really enjoying it. Le Champion says, wowie yowie. Has there ever been a time where something shocking has happened in WWE and you couldn't stop watching that shocking moment? Well, the first thing that comes to mind is the end of the streak. End of the streak is the most shocking moment. A lot of people didn't think it would ever end. Plus also, we were coming off the... It's amazing to look back and think it was Undertaker, an aging Undertaker, against Brock Lesnar. And pretty much no one thought Brock Lesnar had a chance. It was really clever how it was all built up. Return. CM Punk gets a mention on WWE. How about them apples? Oh, hello. Sheamus. In a red light. Says SmackDown has become weak. Lazy. Says the Titans that he used to face have become pale shadows. I like the fact he's calling people pale. The irony. Steps forward. No different, look. I wonder if it is his time, you know? He is a former champion, of course. He's had some decent pushes in the past. Right, Lacey Evans now. Hey, what? Seems like there's a fair few people there. They're actually showing us the hard cam side, and there are people sitting there. Amazing. Right, Lacey Evans The Southern Belle. Bum, bum, ba-da-ba-bum, bum, ba-da-da-dum, bum. I want to see Sheamus destroy Corbin. Is Lacey a face now? Oh my god, she's facing a jobber? I don't know if she's a face, but I know she's facing a jobber. Who's this jobber? Looks like a cross between Nia Jackson, Michael Jackson. It's Nia Jackson. Oh, is it Nia Jackson? I would definitely call this person Nia Jackson. It's a cross between Nia Jax and Michael Jackson. Nia Jackson. Oh, I need an album from Nia Jackson. Definitely need an album from Nia Jackson. I'm not like most girls. Shamo. Nia Jackson. That just might be the funniest thing I've ever said. Even I'm applauding myself. Let's go back. I want to see her. I want to see Nia Jackson. Come on, we got to see this woman. Right, there's Lace. There she is. Heal the world. Make it a better place. Yeah. Loving it. Nia Jackson. She's not kind of as big as Nia. But I'm definitely getting that Michael Jackson showmanship kind of vibe coming through. Trying to think, it's the red on her ring attire that reminds me. When did Michael wear that? Is it? I'm gonna have to Google it. Michael Jackson in red jacket? No, that's his Thriller stuff. That's not that. Michael Jackson red. Let's have a look. I'm looking at the Nia in the mirror. Nia Jackson doing some lovely work. Ah, woman's right. Down she goes. Down she goes. And Lacey's won. So, well, I couldn't even find what I was talking about. That's what I was talking about. That there. That's what it was reminding me of. That's where it's come from. Amazing. That is what I'm talking about. Oh, hello. Sasha on her way. Ooh, bum, bum, bum. Do love this new music. She's wearing a top that's half Sasha, half Bailey. Now you're being mean. Who? Sasha. Yeah, Sasha is here. Right, well, this Monday. Oh my god. The Lana storyline returns. Rusev's reaction is all of our reaction. What, live divorce? Live divorce this Monday? Tune in on Monday for a live divorce. This is wrestling. This is wrestling. Oh, Days, how many subs away from 165? Yeah, for those of you that don't know, YouTube decided to take a load of accounts away. Not from just this channel, but all the channels. I think they're just doing a bit of a tidy up. Like two, we're actually 2 away. 2 subs away from getting back to 165. So, yeah, we're two subs away. So there we go. If you want to put a smile on someone's face this evening and you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe. Make that change. Make that change. Heal the days. Make him a better days. Days, do we see more of Bray or The Fiend tonight? Yes. Hashtag this is wrestling. Even when the wrestling sucks, we can count on you for entertaining us. Oh, look, come on. We just got to have good fun, haven't we? We've got to have a good time. There's a lot of stuff here that would be very depressing otherwise. But, we've had Nia Jackson. She's got to come back. She's got to come back with that as a gimmick. She's got to. If you think about it, you've got Emi Sakura in AEW that's running around with a moustache pretending to be Freddie Mercury. Why can't Nia Jackson be a thing? I need to see that. I want to see Freddie Mercury versus Nia Jackson. Emi Sakura versus Nia Jax. Dream match. Book it, Vince. Who's your favourite wrestler? Thank you very much. Is that Horsch? George? I'm going to go with George. Favourite wrestler at the moment is obviously The Fiend or Bray Wyatt. I do love Asuka. Just got here. Did we find out what happened with Daniel's hair? No. Things have taken a turn. We haven't found out what's happened to Daniel's hair. Now The Miz is being terrorized by The Fiend. So that's where we are now. We thought we had seen Funhouse Bray backstage, but it could equally be a vision. Some very interesting stuff going on. Show at the moment for me, maybe 7.75 now. I did enjoy Nia Jackson, but that Lacey Evans little squash match thing just didn't do anything for me. Although, we're going to go back and see what's happening because Sasha has come out. And is this going to be Lacey versus Sasha? No, it's like a promo thing. You think you're real funny? The blueprint? I don't like that. Sasha calling herself the leader, but I don't buy it. Calls her a Mary Poppins wannabe. Never, ever say anything about my daughter again. Yeah, this is they're trying to position Lacey as a face here. Because she's starting to talk about how she was a Marine. Oh, why have they done this now? She's a great mom. I'm sure she is. I just subbed baby. There is a small Lacey chant from the crowd. Again, another mention of the Marine Corps. No one's going to be booing her for being a Marine. Third time the Marine Corps gets mentioned. Jesus. Why doesn't she just come down dressed in full Sergeant Slaughter regalia? In fact, that would be cool. They should definitely do that. Put Sergeant Slaughter with Lacey Evans? Oh, that would be amazing. Have her come down with Slaughter. Is he well? I don't know. I haven't seen him in ages. I hope he's well. If you're watching, Sarge, I hope you're well. Change that music. It's rubbish. If she's gonna be banging on about the Marines, then change the music. Let's get some army vibes going. Put Sergeant Slaughter with her. Oh, Bailey from behind. Bailey from behind. And now kick to the midsection. It's 2-on-1. We need backup. We need backup. We need backup. We need Sarge. Boo. We need Sarge. Corbin's gonna save her. Last thing I saw Slaughter do was voice work for a network show. Thank you very much, John Elite. Appreciate the support, buddy. Lacey and Sarge, Team USA. That should be over, man. I mean, she was kind of getting a few little chants there anyway. And if they keep talking about the Marine stuff, no one ain't booing that, are they? So, she'll get over anyway. I would love to see Sarge come on board. If you believe it, you can achieve it. There's that picture. I mean, obviously there's the picture and it's Miz, isn't it? But when Miz sees the picture later, it's Bray. So, I mean, look there, yeah. There's either two pictures or all of this is some kind of vision. Say cheese. Dark, innit? So, there we go. Look, TLC, The Miz. So, hang on. Is The Miz going to have a shot at the Universal? It's only just dawned on me. The Miz is having a Universal Championship. It doesn't say the Universal Championship's on the line, though. Definitely should be. Joe Mikulachik, Heyday's just got out of work. What's happening? We haven't seen Daniel. Instead, there's a little feud that started between The Miz and The Fiend. And it's got quite personal. It's really interesting, actually. We thought we had seen Funhouse Bray backstage, but equally it could have been a vision of Miz. Miz might have been hallucinating. It's good. But it looks like TLC is going to be Miz versus Fiend. Looks like Daniel has been written out of the show. So it looks like we're not going to be seeing Daniel tonight. Or I'm not expecting to see Daniel tonight. So interesting stuff, Joe. Maurice the Legend, honestly, from the time I checked out of WWE. Does Funhouse Bray know moves? Well, Funhouse Bray that we saw backstage hit Sister Abigail. But we don't know if he really was backstage. We don't know if it was a hallucination of The Miz, do we? So, really interesting story. There's only just over half an hour to go, so we'll have to see. Have to see what happens. Bray Wyatt versus Miz, not Fiend versus Miz. Yeah, they did say that, didn't they? Don't know. Don't know. I don't know if they are advertising it as Funhouse Bray or if they're just saying he's going to be facing Bray, but it's actually going to be The Fiend. Don't know. Have all of the other matches advertised Fiend? Like, was it Fiend versus Finn Balor at SummerSlam? I know it was, but was it, as we were going into it, did they say Bray Wyatt versus Finn Balor? I don't know. I can't remember. Is this the first time they're advertising Bray Wyatt for being in a match? They never got around to creating a graphic for the Daniel match, did they? Or not that I can remember. I can't tell if that's a thing or not. I can't tell right now if that's the first time they've done that. Days WWE Twitter. What does it say? Sergeant Slaughter was at Raw reunion. Very cool. Days, they said the man, Bray Wyatt. Yeah, it was Fiend versus Balor. It's Miz versus Bray Wyatt, non-title. They've always said Fiend. Okay. All the other matches have said the Fiend. Non-title at TLC. First time advertising Bray. People seem to be into the fact this is the first time. Something's not sitting right with me though, and I don't know why. There's something about it that's not sitting right with me. I don't know. I'm not believing that it's gonna be Funhouse Bray. SummerSlam 2019 images. Let's have a look. What people are telling me that it was advertised as the Fiend. I would imagine SummerSlam wasn't it? Because that was going to be the first time we were going to see him compete. It's going to be hard to know what the official graphic was as well. This isn't going to be an easy thing to search for, is it, quickly? Maybe it is the first time. Maybe it is. Survivor Series 2019. If you go onto it and you go into Google Images, you've just got loads of like random ones that other people have made, so it's hard to find the official ones. Something about it's not sitting right though, and I don't know what it is. I can't tell you what it is. The Fiend is preoccupied having a private play session with Daniel. That's a good point. Fiend's busy. Days, I'm confused. On Wikipedia, it says The Fiend Bray Wyatt versus Miz, but they've just announced Bray Wyatt versus Miz. There is a bit of confusion here. You're not alone. I'm confused as well. They seem to be suggesting it's going to be Funhouse Bray. Oh, look, tribute to the troops. It's good timing. Tribute to the troops, and there's Lacey Evans. Just more confirmation that she is a face. Can we all please just acknowledge she is now a face? Maybe we get Bray versus Miz and Fiend versus Bryan. Oh, did I miss a super chat? Thank you. Let's go up and see. Let's go up and see. OMG, those greens. How are you, buddy? He's facing Bray Wyatt, not the Fiend. Yes, that's what the topic of conversation is. They seem to be suggesting that it's going to be Bray Wyatt. I don't want him to be honest. They seem to be taking us one way and then we go another. Like, we thought that we had seen Funhouse Bray backstage, and then very quickly they made us question that. But now they're saying that there's going to be a match with Funhouse Bray. I don't know. I feel like they're swerving us all over the place here. I'll believe it when I see it. Let's put it that way. Something not sitting right. There really isn't something sitting right about it. This is the first time it's non-title. Does the Fiend hold the title but not Bray? Well, Bray and the Fiend are the same entity. So if it is going to be Funhouse Bray, I'd imagine he'll come down with the blue Universal title. They're just showing us footage from Tribute to the Troops. What if it appears on screen and mid-match the lights go out and he becomes the Fiend? Days imagine comes to the ring, beat up mid-match, lights go off, and then he becomes the Fiend. Seems like a few people have got this idea. Cheering in the crowd. Here comes Roman. So it's going to be Roman versus Dolph Ziggler. Is this the main event? Are we at the main event yet? Don't know. There's a lot to talk about from this show, isn't there? There's the Crown Jewel picture said Seth versus the Fiend Bray Wyatt. Well, they definitely seem to be indicating that it's going to be Funhouse Bray. They're definite. I mean, the picture is of Funhouse Bray. It says Bray Wyatt. It doesn't say the Fiend. I'm being told on commentary they referred to him as the Man, Bray Wyatt. So they definitely seem to be implying that it's going to be Funhouse Bray that's going to be in the match. But we've already seen one swerve tonight where we thought we had seen him backstage and then we questioned, was it him? So it's still not sitting quite right. I'm not going to lose my mind over it, you know what I mean? I'm definitely going to be believing it when I'm seeing it, kind of a thing. Half-hour main event. They have done half-hour main events. Yeah, well, as soon as you get into that kind of half-hour to go point, you're into main event territory. Because the match could be 20-odd minutes with entrances, which leaves you 10 minutes for whatever they're going to do with... I mean, you're going to get something with The Miz and The Fiend, aren't you? Or Miz and Bray. There's going to be something to close the show. I feel like there's going to be a big moment. I feel like The Miz might get home. I mean, I don't know how he's going to get home because he says he's going to need to get a flight and everything. But I feel like there's going to be something. Maybe he calls home and he sees The Fiend in the background. Eric says, question mark, somehow has something to do with the Miz match. Who knows? Oh, hello. Question mark, somehow has something to do with the Miz match. Who knows who is going to show up at TLC? I agree. I completely agree. They're teasing one way. I mean, imagine this. How about this? How about this to blow your mind? Are you ready? Right? Miz versus Funhouse Bray. Out walks Daniel Bryan. Imagine Daniel Bryan comes walking out, but he's in some kind of either Funhouse Bray attire or is dressed as the Fiend or whatever it might be. But it's clearly not Bray. And it's clearly Daniel Bryan. And Daniel Bryan has been recruited and is now a part of the Funhouse. And we get Daniel versus The Miz. It's non-title anyway, so it doesn't matter. He's not defending the Universal title, so you haven't got to worry about this. You know, there'll be people saying, how can Daniel represent the Universal Championship when he's not the Universal Champion? It's not a Universal Championship match, so don't worry about it. That could be very interesting. So this is what I'm saying. I'm going to believe it when I see it. Shout out to KJ. Days, Miz is facing Bray, not The Fiend. Think about it. In every other match, The Fiend has been on the pay-per-view. The graphic, they said The Fiend. Yeah, we've been talking about it, dude. I stand by I believe it when I see it. We thought we had seen Funhouse Bray backstage, and then they made us question it. We think we're going to see him at TLC, and it wouldn't surprise me if there's another swerve. Equally, he could come walking out, but it would be a huge moment if he did. We've never seen him in an arena before. So it would be a big moment if he did. Certainly going to make TLC very interesting. Very interesting. Muscle Man versus Days in a dance-off. Man, could you imagine if Muscle Man comes down? Muscle Man, Bray. That would be amazing. We're underway anyway with Roman versus Dolph. He was backstage. We don't know. The ref seemed to imply he wasn't. Days at TLC, the lights turn off. The Fiend appears next to Funhouse Bray. And then he unmasks and it's Daniel. What if they do Ghost of Christmas Past and John Morrison appears from Mrs. Past? I think there's lots of different ways they can take it. Maurice is going to join the Bray family. What would his music be? It's got to be the Funhouse, hasn't it? It's got to be the Funhouse theme just all the way through. Something along those lines. Shout out to Dean Winchester. Roman on the outside. We've got just over 20 minutes to go, and I feel like a big segment coming up between The Fiend and Miz. I think Funhouse Bray comes to the ring, but Daniel comes out as whatever The Fiend has turned him into and fights on behalf of Bray. That would be awesome. Either way, I feel like we get to see Funhouse Bray in this realm sooner or later because it's good storytelling. I agree. I think that people would like to have Funhouse Bray in this world because then it means that you can see Bray as Funhouse Bray and you can explore different move sets. You can explore different entrance musics. I like the idea as well that he would be shaking people's hands in the crowd and, it'd be a lot more interactive with fans than The Fiend has been. But then he can be The Fiend, who's got different moves like the neck snap. And plus also then you could have like 2 entries into the Royal Rumble. You could have Funhouse Bray come out and you could have The Fiend. Very much like Cactus Jack and Dude Love and Mankind, the 3 faces of Foley. So, really interesting stuff. Theory, he will fight Funhouse Bray. Reason it's not for the title is because following week it will be made out that he never wrestled. Also makes sense that The Fiend is still with Daniel. So, The Fiend is with Daniel. Funhouse Bray is dealing with The Miz. This is a little bit like Germany in World War II. I kind of feel like he's fighting on many fronts. He's trying to deal with Europe and he's like the Allies, and he's trying to deal with Russia at the same time. And surely that's a bad thing. It didn't go well for Germany. And I don't think it's going to go well for Bray. I don't see how trying to fight Daniel and trying to fight The Miz at the same time is going to be... it's going to work out well for him. I mean, he struggled to fight Seth. They're trying to take on 2 at the same time. Eric Haberman says, I've got it. Finn Bryan with mask. Don't understand. Days, he attacked The Miz with Sister Abigail backstage. He did, but then after the break, he said, where is he? And the ref was like, who? And was questioning as to whether he was there at all. Miz, there was no picture there. There was no sign of Bray. The ref was come into the room and hadn't seen him. So there was a little seed of doubt that had been planted after the break that he'd been there at all. Hopefully we get another cliffhanger. I think we will. Daisy, it's not the Fiend because Miz did nothing to the Fiend, and the Fiend is only fighting people that hurt or betrayed. That's an interesting point. Connor Shaw says maybe the new face was Bray Wyatt. Oh, love that from Connor Shaw. I love it. Although he said a new face would be introduced to the Funhouse. And I think he's been in the Funhouse all the time, hasn't he? Still love it, though. New face being Funhouse Bray. It's really clever. I think Bray Wyatt and The Fiend will appear next to each other at TLC. Hence why Bray says him. We're still underway with this match as well, by the way, between Dolph and Roman. Of course, King Corbin has said he is going to humiliate Roman tonight, so we need to keep an eye on this. If Bryan is written off TV, surely it has to be something big, because he shouldn't be written off for weeks just for a haircut. It could just be a little break or something, you don't know. I mean, don't forget, he came back from, like, retirement, didn't he? And, if he's got any kind of slight injury or something that he just wants to rest up or whatever, little break that he needs to take, then they might just be trying to find a way of writing him out for a little while. Again, Dolph Ziggler going for a... Yeah, nice. Headlock at the moment. Just trying to wear Roman down. I wish I could see this in the Netherlands, but there's no way to watch Raw or SmackDown or NXT. Really? Have you tried going onto the internet? Because I feel like there's definitely ways on the internet. What if both Bray and Fiend hold the title? Bray loses and feels the wrath of the Fiend. I mean, they are the same person, though. That's the only problem. That's a little bit like saying Mankind's going to beat up Dude Love. I think Firefly Bray is what is crucial to everything, as Wyndham is the key. Bray will bring Daniel Bryan out like a puppet. Wyndham is the key. Yep. I tell you, there's a lot of great theories in there. There's a lot of speculation. This is exactly what I wanted from this SmackDown. I think it's brilliant. I think it's absolutely brilliant. Lots to get your teeth into. It's a normal match. What if the lights go out and the Fiend appears at the end? Well, I'll tell you something else. If it is a normal match, that might suggest no red lights. Maybe Raven, because he was a dark character who could join the Fiend. I don't know if Raven's under contract, to be honest, Eric. Voodoo doll for Bryan. Great super kick by Ziggler as Roman went to the outside. Music playing. I think King Corbin's on his way. But a Spark says, oh, geez. Oh, geez. Now I know why you're saying, oh, geez. He's getting carried down. Here he is. Look, King Corbin. Come out to watch the match. Raven is on TNA. There we go, Eric. Days, the ref in this match was the one with the Miz. Okay. When SmackDown goes to the UK, King Corbin says UK is trash, but then KSI goes in the ring and knocks him out. They could do something like that. I hope KSI does sign a contract with WWE. Your thoughts? Yep, I would have him. I've got no issue with him coming in, but I don't want him doing a match. I've got no interest in seeing him wrestle a match. But a little moment at ringside, like what was just said there, I think that'd be cool. I think it'd be cool if he was like guest timekeeper or host of a show, or I don't mind, to be honest. But yeah, him being at ringside and knocking out King Corbin, I think that would be a great way of using him. Trey Jackson says The Fiend controls whose personality was in the Funhouse. The Fiend controls whose personality was in the Funhouse. Don't quite understand. The Fiend controls whose personality was in the Funhouse. I don't get it. Trey, flesh that out a little. Don't need to super chat. Just flesh that out a little bit more for me. The Fiend will appear and Bray will disappear at TLC. Lights change to red when he shows up. I agree, no red light. If it is going to be Funhouse Bray, then no red light. No more Bray. Tonight's got too late now. No, I think there will be. I think you're definitely going to get something at the end. I want Ziggler to win. Maybe that's why Fox wanted The Fiend and Bray Wyatt. They could possibly be doing something with technology that would allow Fiend Bray face-off or something. I don't get how that works because The Fiend is Bray. We know The Fiend is Bray. It's Bray's darkness. So there might be like a CGI where I don't know how you do a match using CGI. But I don't get how you book it either. I think if you was going to do Fiend versus Funhouse Bray, then it would have to be that it would be a Fiend imposter. It'd be someone dressing as the Fiend, pretending to be the Fiend. And so Funhouse Bray decides to take them down. Could lead to Fiend versus Fiend. Obviously very similar to Undertaker, what we had in SummerSlam all those years ago, you know. But I wouldn't go that way now. I don't think there's a need to do that. I think there's like a million other stories that could be told first, you know. Ambrose versus Rollins. Bray showed up through a holograph. Roman is looking to do a Superman punch. Dolph gets out the way. Bo Dallas, you're right, could be Bo Dallas. Bo Dallas could be a Fiend imposter. Absolutely right. King Corbin still sat at ringside. Well, I gotta be honest, of all the things that I thought was going to happen, this was not what I was expecting. I absolutely did not expect Miz to be getting involved as much as he has. I did not expect Funhouse Bray now to be heavily teased, promoted, to be having a match. It's very exciting stuff. Very exciting stuff. It wouldn't necessarily have to be a match or something. But I agree. I wouldn't want to see that. Just a thought. No, it's a good thought. I've got nothing against any theories or anything that anyone's got. I think this is a very, very exciting time. There's a lot of very exciting theories and thoughts that are floating around. On to Dolph kicks out. It's a match that I would want to see. I do want to see Funhouse Bray versus Fiend or Fiend versus Fiend. One day I definitely want to see that match. There's just not a rush for it for me to do that at the moment. Eric says, what I meant is Daniel Bryan changes his name to Fiend Bryan as part of the family and Daniel is in a mask. That would be awesome. Okay, I could see that. I could see them doing that. We know the Fiend isn't finished with Daniel, so... Roman is trying to put away Dolph. Oh, he gets kicked. Dolph hurls Roman into the corner. Sling blade. 1, 2. Shoulder up by Roman. Think King Corbin's going to get involved. We've got 9 minutes. I'm keeping an eye on the clock. Really interesting. Really interesting stuff. If we can all see the Fiend and Funhouse Bray, then does that mean we've all let him in? I let him in ages ago, bud. Ages ago. I'm still sitting here waiting for my Huskus to arrive. Corbin on the edge of the ring. What if one of the YouTubers is secretly Bray and he's just using our ideas? Do you know what? Addiction, friction. He should use our ideas. Some of the stuff you guys come up with is a million times better than what Creative come up with. Roman gets the victory. So Roman wins the match. There's 8 minutes left, which means, you know, they might spend a little bit of time here. Might be something between Roman and Baron Corbin, King Corbin now. And then I think we will go to something with Miz and Bray. So there we go. Roman gets the W. And Roman is going out the ring. Looks like he's going to go round to King Corbin. Drive by! Drive by. Oh, look at them. The people that carry the royal security are beating up on Roman. Amazing. That's cool. Didn't expect that. Roman fighting back. They must be like local indie talent. And out the ring goes Roman. Do we see the Miz and Bray one more time? Yes. Well, I believe so anyway. Big strike by Roman. Someone under the ring? Someone under the ring? Someone was under the ring? Who's under the ring? Who just grabbed his leg from under the ring? Who was under the ring? I'm sure we're going to find out. Daniel? Could it be Daniel? Could this be the moment that we see Daniel? Could it be that Daniel has been under the ring for like a week? This is very, very interesting end to SmackDown. Roman beating up Corbin. The royal security were getting involved. There's people running down to ringside. Referees are coming down. Super kick by Dolph. And Roman has gone right next to where that person under the ring was. I hope we find out who that is. The last thing I need is more mysteries in my life. You can still see that person there. I think Dolph has gone and grabbed a chain. Some handcuffs, I think. There we go. Let's put in. They did say they were going to humiliate Roman. Who is it? Who is that person? I think he's got grey hair. Is it Vince? Has Vince lost his mind? Does Vince live under the ring now? What's going on? I'm sure that person under the ring has got grey hair. I can't see who it is at the moment. Roman is trying to fight them all off. He is being overpowered here. They're trying to humiliate him. They're trying to, there we go, look. He's now handcuffed. And now Corbin firing shots into the midsection. This is good. I do like this. This is very dastardly stuff from Corbin and Ziggler. Headbutts coming in from Ziggler. Look at that, King Corbin screaming in the face. Are we ever going to find out who that person is? Look, Jessica Carr's out there as well. What have they got? Is it paint? Oh, it's dog food! They said they were going to humiliate him. They're pouring dog food all over Roman. Oh! He might like it, I don't know. Look at this, they're tipping it all over his face. They're rubbing it into his face. He said, didn't he? He said he was going to humiliate him. I actually think this is much better than what they've done with this feud so far. Like, bringing out a person dressed in a big dog costume was stupid, but this is like humiliating. This is... Look at that, and they're just throwing it over him. He is absolutely covered in it. And again, look, oh, he just hit him with the scepter. I don't know if we're going to find out who was under the ring or not. Look at that, all the dog food. That was all right, you know. That was all right. They're telling them to leave. Boos are raining down. Boo. That might be it. There might not be any more from... I wonder if there'll be any more from Bray. Well, there we go. That was that. Big night. Huge night. I wonder if there'll be any more, like on social media. Are we going to find out, like, an exclusive Miz gets back home? It was just a security guy. That was stupid. I thought that was better than what they'd been doing up to this point. I mean, that was an attack on Roman. They used handcuffs, and they did humiliate him. They poured, like, dog food all over him. I think that was more insulting than having his logo yap. That's what happens when you're thinking about yap and logo at the same time. It comes out yogo. Yeah, you know, that his logo yapping was what they did a few weeks back. And then they did someone coming out dressed in a dog costume. That was stupid. That I thought was a little bit better. I was a bit more into it. I think, for me, the second half wasn't as strong as the first. I'm going to say that it was a very enjoyable show. I'm at a 7.25. I'm at a 7.25. I could be convinced to go to a 7.5. I was at an 8. But that it just kept falling for me throughout that second hour. So 7.25 out of 10 for me. Daisy, you ready to see Fiend versus Harper? Oh, I need to go back. Ravindra, I should say. Very kind stropper, super chat. Check Twitter, full theory sent. Let me go and see if I can find Ravindra. I think I've left it too long. Right. Ravindra, I am not going to leave you hanging. I am going to find your super chat. And I'm going to read it out, baby. That was good. Do you know what? That was good. The Funhouse Bray stuff, I think, was very, very interesting. I wish we'd got something else at the end, to be honest. But because I really thought we were going to. I really thought we were going to go back to it, but we didn't. And I'm just wondering if they're going to give us something else after, if you know what I mean. I'm just wondering if they're going to give us something like a WWE YouTube exclusive, where Miz gets back home and walks in his door and, you know what I mean, the kids have both got masks on, Fiend masks on or something along those lines. I think that'd be very, very interesting. Because he said he was on his way back home. And I can't believe we're going to have to wait now for a week. Right, I found Ravindra's. So shout out to Ravindra Rampasad. Is it Rampasad? So Ravindra says, Fiend versus himself. WrestleMania 36. Mandible claw on himself. Yeah. One half is Fiend. Other half is Funhouse Bray. And the Fiend is like, ah. Yeah, very cool. And Trey said that he dropped a full theory on Twitter. Let's see. Go over. Trey says, the Fiend controls which personality is in the Funhouse. If Fiend is in the Funhouse, then Funhouse Bray would be able to roam freely, vice versa. So what you're saying is that if okay, I see what you're saying now. So what you're saying is that if it's Funhouse Bray in the Funhouse, then Fiend is in the arena, which is what we've seen up until this point. But if it's Fiend in the Funhouse, then Funhouse Bray is in the arena. I've got an interesting thought on that. Trey Jackson. Fiend. Vice versa. I got a thought on that I'm going to drop into a video that I'm literally about to do. So I think we're going to call it quits. I've given you my score, 7.25. I thought the Fiend and Funhouse stuff was very, very interesting. Obviously, the big talking point is that. And then I didn't mind the end. I already can hear people that are going to be hating on that end, saying it's stupid and stuff like this, but I think it did achieve what it was meant to achieve. It was meant to humiliate Roman, and I think it did it. I think Roman now has got a reason to want to go after Dolph and go after King Corbin. They're not just annoyances now. Now they've actually humiliated him, maybe even more so than anyone else has before, you know? I can't remember him going through something like that before, so I thought the end was all right. I wasn't madly in love with it, but I thought it was all right. Loved the Fiend stuff. I think TLC is very interesting. There's a lot to discuss, and I need to go and do a video and do just that. Discuss it. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Really, really do appreciate it. I know we needed a couple of subs to get to 165. I'm just going to have a look, see if we did get there. We did get there. Amazing. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for that. Really do appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope you enjoyed the show. I thought that it was a decent episode of SmackDown. Lots of talking points. Lots for us to get our teeth into. As I said, I'm going to go away and do a video on that subject right now. So thanks a lot for watching. We're back tomorrow for Joshua versus Ruiz Jr. We're back on Monday for Raw, so hopefully I'll see you at some point over the weekend. Awesome, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.